In this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 most expensive motorcycles in the world. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Motorcycles are toys for enormous young men, yet entirely expensive regardless. There are several multi-million-dollar motorcycles that exist to flaunt or claim something intriguing, and here are the top 10 most expensive ones. So here are the world's top 10 most expensive motorcycles. Number 10. Ducati Testa Estrada NCR Macchia Nera Concept, $225,000. Bikes are prized for their unique appearance, plans, architecture, and perspectives. Another option is to produce only a limited number of them, so creating a limited edition. Although the Ducati Macchia Nera does not have the same unadulterated speed as the other big bikes on this list, despite the fact that Macchia Nera or Block Spot amusingly implies you could leave a scorched asphalt behind while driving at titanium and carbon fiber materials to make it astonishingly light at 297 pounds, an imaginative commitment by visionary architect Aldo Drutti, and only a few of them made available persuaded most devotees the cost is justified to. Number 9. Ducati Desmoset D16RR NCR M16, $232,500. NCR takes a $72,500 Desmoset D16RR and transforms it into something lighter and more spectacular. The result is the NCR Milona 16, a $232,500 street rocket. What happens to the money? Check for carbon fiber on the M16's load-bearing elements, including the edge, swing arm, and wheels. Carbon fiber is also used for the gas tank, fairing, tail, and bumpers. Mechanical parts are either titanium or aeronautical-grade aluminum, right down to the fasteners. The normal Ducati 989 cubic centimeters V4 engine delivers roughly 175 torque to the back wheel, but NCR has tweaked the M16 to deliver 200 or more horsepower to the landing area. The M16 also uses race-style hardware with footing control, information recording, and client-selectable guides, as does current-generation MotoGP suspension. Number 8. EKA CS1 Titanium Series, $300,000. Many people thought a $300,000 sticker price for a significant bicycle was insane back in 2007, regardless of whether it wore the most in anything about made a difference. How times have changed, and the $300,000 bicycle has effectively lost its top rank, settling for 8th place in the top 10 most expensive large bicycles on the planet. The FETXX is powered by a 2,409 cubic centimeters billet aluminum motor that delivers 228 horsepower to the rear tire. To keep the weight down, carbon fiber has been used extensively on the bicycle. Berluti, a beautiful Italian calfskin virtuoso, handcrafted the seat. It has a clay media shot peened finish on its grade 9 titanium exhaust pipes. Number 7. Dodge Tomahawk V10 Superbike, $550,000. If you believe the Dodge Tomahawk V10 Superbike looks suspiciously like a four-wheel Dodge smashed on both sides, you will not be alone. This Tomahawk V10 Superbike is an odd beast, and not just because it's powered by a V10 4-stroke Dodge Viper engine that could easily enhance any undercarriage with multiple wheels attached to give you the sensation of being pulled by an armada of 500 supercharged horses ready to storm the Bastille. Now is the time to discuss the spirit of two-wheeled horses. The standout Tomahawk, as seen in 2003, was practical and street-ready, but not totally street-tested. This Tomahawk is capable of reaching 60 miles per hour, 96.5 kilometers per hour, in roughly 2.5 seconds, with a theoretical maximum speed of 400 miles per hour. In practice, it's difficult to see someone being able to demonstrate it. Number 6. Harley-Davidson Cosmic Starship, $1.5 million. What used to be first among equals in several top 10 lists of the most expensive gigantic bicycles is now only good enough for 6th place. Regardless, it claims to have sold for $3.5 million and is currently available for purchase for $12 million. If that happens, it should reclaim the crown it once held, or not, as we don't expect the other passages here to continue with static costs for the foreseeable future. Many people already consider most large bicycles to be showstoppers due to their own actions, so creating one that is a strict showstopper is the next obvious step. Correct? Harley-Davidson appears to believe so, and in their Cosmic Starship, they collaborated with known dissident inestimable existentialist craftsman Jack Armstrong to apply yellow and red paint to a Harley V-Bar, which they initially sold for $1 million after much publicity. Number 5. BMS Nemesis, $3 million. The key feature of the BMS Nemesis is the yellow shine and lack of a side stand, giving the impression that it is resting level on its underbelly like a marooned whale. Would it even start, you wonder? To be honest, it would. It joins an air-ride framework that, when combined with the single-sided swing arm back suspension, can elevate the bike 10 inches or drop it to the ground. As Nemesis carefully comes on its casing rails when it is time to halt, a side stand is rendered useless. In terms of the yellow gleam, that is 24 karat gold for you. This properly explains the $3 million label price, and everyone would understand why you should allow it out of your house from the day of purchase. You'll almost certainly need an exhibition space built before the house, raised to a high level so that everyone can see your treasure. Make the exhibition space sufficiently large so that you can move about a piece with the Nemesis for additional enjoyment. Number 4. Hilbrand and Wolfmuller, $3.5 million. History is expensive, and your $3.5 million purchase would transport you 124 years back to 1894 when the first creation bike appeared on the scene. Before collaborating with Alois Wolfmuller to construct their gas-powered motor rad in Munich in 1894, Heinrich and Wilhelm Hilbrand were steam motor specialists. The flesh horses became obsolete as a symbol of refined aristocracy as a result of this key event, although the unique sort of men essentially remained on and relocated their loving gestures to the two-wheeled metallic petroleum-devouring horses that took control of the streets. If you can get your hands on this and want to try how it handles out and about, here's a fun fact. Without a grip or a pedal, be prepared to run and hop with this old one. Your family, financial advisors, or friends, on the other hand, would most likely take you and your bicycle to a safe location like the crazy you are for jeopardizing a particularly important business. Number 3. EKA CS1 Spirit, $3.6 million. When a bicycle manufacturer asks even experienced drivers to undergo a 14-day training program before attempting to ride one of its models, you know something is wrong. To be certain, why not? This is not a typical two-wheel machine. For starters, there is no body structure at all. The gearbox is connected to the swing arm and raises suspension, while the motor is connected to the front suspension. The much-hyped 265-pound weight spot is achieved by removing the extra pounds associated with conveying the front wheel powers up a slender fork through a guiding head and then back down to the rest of the machine. The front suspension consists of two A-arms that protrude forward, with their apices forming a bovine pivot and conveying an upstanding from which the front wheel axle projects. As a result, the lower A-arm is a single-sided swing arm. The handlebars are on the vertical projected steer pivot, their movements so characterized that the subsequent feel will bicycle like that of the natural direct controlling adjustable fork, to avoid the sloppy directing sense of previously mentioned front closures. Number 2. 1949 E90 AJS Porcupine, $7 million. AJS, a bicycle manufacturer with a long history and a winning course legacy, was able to provide 4 Porcupine units in 1949 despite a few financial difficulties. In the end, one of these, in the skillful hands of Les Graham, was victorious in the 1949 World Championship. The Porcupine has a low center of gravity thanks to an open casing aluminum amalgam 500 cubic centimeters DOHC twin motor with flat chambers and heads. It features jam-pot shocks as well as telehydraulic race forks. The design and manufacturing decisions made by AJS, first by the initial owners and then by subsequent owners, read like a virtual and true wellspring of what-to-do ideas for any aspiring bicycle expert. After surviving the Cold War, the veteran Porcupine spent the next 20 years in the Coventry National Motorcycle Museum before being made available to the discerning admirer with a deep purse to arrange. Number 1. Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter, $11 million. With the Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter, steampunk triumphs. That's it for the first step. Now for the finer points. Who could have predicted that Neiman Marcus Limited Edition Fighter would subsequently ensure a post position at any cost? The top 10 list of massive bicycles is almost certainly a forerunner of the biggest demand, especially when one considers how it debuted at a modest $110,000. Also, Neiman Marcus is a name that you'd associate with a department store rather than a superbike. In any event, it looks that the particular precision strategy took care of everything. The bicycle's elegant frame, which was cut from a single piece of metal, was a huge hit with admirers. As it turned out, Apple used a similar process with its new PC case at the time. Many design experts agreed that this is the pinnacle of styling, as the vehicle's utility is stylized rather than hidden. What do you think about our video? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.